Don't take too long," Chad warned and followed Maggie away from the door. For a few seconds, Josh simply focused on breathing, one of the few coping techniques that stuck with him out of the therapy he'd reluctantly attended after his last tour in Afghanistan. With a heavy sigh, he made his way up the stairs to his old bedroom. Talk about time standing still. His high school football trophies still lined the walls, and the prized poster of Courtney Love, in all her messy hair, leather jacket, guitar-wielding finest, was curling at the edges. The summer he turned 15, he'd saved up all the money he made cutting lawns to buy the fancy 6-CD changer, now languishing on top of the bookcase. Josh caught sight of a dark red leather case propped up in the corner, and his heart skipped a beat. He'd purposely left the custom-made acoustic version of the famous Robertson Firebird guitar behind when he left home. Why? In some damn fool effort to stick one to his father, who'd proudly given it to him on his 16th birthday. Signed by Johnny Cash, one of Josh's musical idols. Instead of Sing a Song of Sixpence, his mother's lullaby was more likely to be Ring of Fire. While his friends were into Depeche Mode and Madonna, he gravitated towards the classic country songs with their stories of love, loss, hope, and disappointment. His family was waiting downstairs, but the drawer of the music pulled harder. Sitting cross-legged on the narrow twin bed, he eased the barely used guitar out of the case, stroking his fingers over the sleek mahogany body built with stunning curves to rival Cindy Crawford in her prime. The shiny red nitro finish screamed rock star, something his father had known would appeal to his rebellious teenage son. Quietly he worked on tuning the beautiful piece back to life, before strumming the first few chords of Folsom Prison Blues. "Hey, Josh, you coming down any time soon?" Chad pushed open the door and frowned. "I've caught Dad in here several times over the years looking at that thing. It's sounding good." He quietly stuck the guitar back in the case. "Let's go." Louise came close to choking on an ice cube when she met the stranger's dark, flinty gaze. The man fixed his attention on her for several impolite seconds before turning away. "That must be Chandler's brother," Audrey murmured, and Louise turned her attention back to her employer. "From what I've heard, he's a difficult man and rather the black sheep of the family. I'd stay away if you know what's good for you." People frequently took Audrey Trembath's forthright manner the wrong way, but after 5 years living with her in Cornwall and working as her personal assistant, Louise wasn't at all offended. Like many English women of her generation and upbringing, Audrey had a low tolerance for fools and no patience with the modern habit for people baring their souls to all and sundry. The fact Louise was 35 years old compared to Audrey's 75 meant little, and the two women understood each other well. "You don't need to worry." Louise wasn't naive and had learned her lessons about men the hard way. Her unequivocal reply gained her an approving nod from Audrey. "Audrey, this is my older brother, Josh." Chad suddenly appeared, and with one flash of his charming smile, made the older woman blush like a teenage girl. Louise knew her employer had been initially wary of the American, but had learned to accept his deep love for her goddaughter, a girl she valued deeply. Audrey and Chad's unconventional friendship developed further through their mutual passion for all things Art Deco, bringing a new sparkle to her life. When Maggie announced her intention to be married in Nashville, the long distance and her less-than-perfect health were never going to stop Audrey from attending. "Josh, this is Maggie's godmother and honorary great-aunt, Audrey Trembarth. She'll give the impression she's a dragon, but really she's a pussycat." Louise suppressed a smile. No one would dare speak to her that way. "She owns the absolute coolest Art Deco house in Cornwall, plus an amazing ceramics collection. Dad would willingly give his right arm for her Clarice Cliff pottery. Sit down, young man, and tell me about yourself." Audrey shooed Chad away. "This is Louise Giles, my personal assistant." "Pleased to meet you, ma'am." Louise stuck out her hand, and for a heartbeat he simply stared before taking it in a firm clasp and sending a bolt of heat through her blood.